Hello everyone, and welcome to another edition of the Multiversed here on GraphicMultiverse.com. I am Paul, joined with Angela.
Hi.
Jay.
Hello.
Chandler.
Hi.
And super duper excited to welcome Aaron to the show.
Hi.
Hi Aaron, how you doing?
I am great.
Excellent.
Good. How are you?
Good. Yeah, lots to discuss. We've done a few, I guess, like theories, and about what was going to happen in Game of Thrones, and that's it. It came and went. So we're doing our review of season 8 of Game of Thrones, and boy, what a season!
We all have strong opinions.
It happened.
What a season!
It was a season of television.
Yeah. Now, before we dive into all of the what I can only assume is enthusiastic, constructive criticism, what's the one thing that you liked about this season? Angela, what did you like about this season of Game of Thrones?
I loved the first 3 episodes.
Mm-hmm.
The second one in particular, especially the moment when they're all sitting around the fire.
Yes.
And talking, and they get drunk together, and Night Bran of Tarth.
Mm-hmm.
That to me was my favorite aspect of the season.
Yeah.
And I will leave it at that.
Okay.
Clegane Bowl! Fuck yeah, that fan service. Clegane Bowl!
Clegane Bowl. True, yeah. That was a thing that happened.
I'll say that, and I mean, you said one thing, but in general, the cinematography, like the series was shot very well.
I mean, that's something you got to say. This was a good-looking show, and I'll say that for all the seasons. It was all good-looking. Aaron,
$15 million.
One positive takeaway from season 8.
Sansa's wardrobe and accessories were on point. Really, just looking fantastic at every turn.
She was looking fierce.
Yes.
And I was
Sansa fierce.
Sansa fierce.
Yeah. And I kept waiting for her to bust out like a red lightsaber, because she looked like she was gonna be full on Sith.
She did a little bit.
That'd be
for sure.
Great. Like the North will be independent. Chandler, how about you, man? What's a positive takeaway from Game of Thrones?
I like the episode lengths. Those are it was like a nice to have like more real estate to tell the story as opposed to kind of like, having to wait for the next episode, basically. I also liked with what they had. I thought the pacing was pretty good because like there's only so much you can do with 6 episodes. So, but I also really like the meaningful character interactions and kind of like the resolution or kind of like payoff of like the characters kind of like reconnecting. I think in episode 2 or 3, that was really good and
That's
resonated
true.
very well.
Because there were reunions. I mean, because for a lot of these characters, I mean, last time they saw each other was season 1, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah,
that was nice. Yeah. Thank you all for participating in that.
Hey, Paul.
Compliment sandwich.
You didn't say yours.
It ended.
Oh, damn.
I'm sorry. That's cheating. That's a cheat.
Girl.
That's a cheat. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
it's a complete cheat.
Total cheat. Yeah. I am.
I mean, the actors.
Yeah.
They acted the shit out of.
They did. Something I liked about season 8 of Game of Thrones that
Cop out in Clegane Bowl.
yeah, I liked oh my god, there had been I did like, it was a little heavy-handed, but I'll give credit where it's due, the shot of Daenerys walking out of the castle there as her dragon was unfurling its wings, so it looks like she had wings. I thought that was very cool, and I just kind of wished that she just fucking turned into an actual dragon. I just think
That'd be
if she just kind of went full on like Angelina Jolie, like Maleficent, like if horns came out and she was just fucking breathing just breathing fire. I would have been like,
Tumblr
That'd be
ideas.
a plot twist.
I'd be like, didn't see it coming. I'm on board. I just gave myself goosebumps too. I'm like, yeah, I would totally be on board for that.
So,
Yeah.
if we've said something we like, now one thing we would change. Just one thing to start.
Only one?
Because there's, like, just one to start. Because
Well,
obviously we're going to get into it.
Can I say the length of the season at least?
Yeah.
Like more episodes?
Yeah.
Sure.
All right, done.
All right.
Next.
I would have the one thing I would change if I could only change one thing. I would say justice to Jamie's character arc.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's a good one.
Yeah. That's if I could have anything, if everything was just as is, but I could change one thing, it would just be
Yeah, because
giving Jamie more than
fuck, that was maddening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like Mad Queen maddening.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Jay?
I would have preferred to, instead of making Daenerys insane, just make her realize she's not worthy. And, like, instead
And she
of...
can't pick up Mjolnir.
Yeah.
Pretty much. Like, because the bell's ringing and she's in that moment of, like, indecisiveness, have the green liquid explode and make her think that it's an attack and then murder all the people.
Ooh.
And then just relinquish her, like, make her realize she isn't the one that should be ruling people if she's acting that way.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, there's plenty of other stuff I would change, but
That's true.
that's an easy
But
fix.
that's the one.
I
If you
think.
got one,
Yeah.
that's what it is.
Yeah.
I mean, because I've definitely have been thinking if I were writing the show,
Yeah.
but I'll go into that later.
Aaron.
Yeah.
Just like literally any kind of forethought, like who. So Bran can't produce heirs, but which is fine because they resolved that by saying, well, we're just going to appoint our rulers. Who is Sansa going to produce heirs with? Who's going to inherit Winterfell?
Right.
Anyone?
Yeah.
So Daenerys is dead, and Jon Snow's going to go out there and die. So that's the end of the Targaryens. Are dragons gone forever now because there's no more, unless there's secret eggs somewhere, which we'll never know about.
Could be in other
Well,
parts
that's
of
what the
land.
spinoff's going to be with Arya the Explorer, and it's just going to be her finding more dragons and America.
Taking a gap
In
year.
America.
But also not producing heirs.
True. That's true. Because she's like, I'm not a lady.
Yeah.
Mick Jagger
she's
as
only-
Arya.
She's only like 15 in the series, isn't she?
Yeah.
Right.
But it's the
But
same
people-
age as
But they have
Lyanna.
kids. Yeah, and they have kids at 15 in that
Oh no,
story.
Right. It's one of those, like, you never know what the future may take.
Yeah.
But, like, they killed off a lot of like, there's no more bears.
Oh, the Belmont,
like-
Mormont.
Mormonts.
Yeah,
Right.
the
Belmonts.
Mormonts are all gone.
Right.
And, like, the Targaryens can't have kids.
Right. But like the point being, like, if there's no heirs, then these people have no power. There's,
Right.
People
Yeah.
can come in and overthrow them anytime.
I don't quite understand the notion of Sansa being like, well, we're going to be independent.
Yeah, that was dumb as
and,
fuck.
and no
That
one
was
else
just
was
to give
like,
her a
oh,
happy
wait,
ending.
she's getting independence? We want independence.
Yeah.
Why, like,
Yeah.
Especially like Iron Islands,
yeah. And if,
which I thought they did get their independence, but I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
But
I
then
mean, that's what she wanted from Daenerys. So
yeah. I mean, and also, I'm just trying to imagine, like, well, why did she get independence? Well, she's my sister. And it's like, well, fuck. Like, isn't that going against what we're trying to get away from?
Yeah.
I'll be rejoining 1 second. My computer's being weird.
Okay.
Oh,
Okay.
So Chandler had to leave. He was being summoned by a raven. But So yeah, we'll get back to Chandler in a little bit. Yeah, so I think the really the most frustrating thing, and not for me, not just this season, but in the entire time I have been watching this show, is how nobody knows how to do a proper payoff.
Like, there's a lot of build up with no payoff.
Like, and I know this is just me and poor Angela.
That's not.
Poor Angela, because she's heard me say, like, just, like, rewatching, like, oh, yeah, look how, like, poorly they did this or that. Like, we were rewatching Battle of the Bastards. I thought that was, like, a major disappointing episode. Like, you're so excited for this Battle of the Bastards, and it's just fucking Ramsey with a bow and arrow. It's like, I've changed my mind. Oh, we're gonna have a duel. You know?
Zigzag, Rick and zigzag.
Yeah. Chandler, what would you change? I know you kind of got called away for a moment. If you could change one thing about Game of Thrones.
Just certain character endings. I just feel like the character endings didn't like really hit the right notes, or like I feel like character arcs. Did you guys already say that when I was offline?
He could just be really deep in thought.
He is very okay. We'll come back. We'll come back to that. We'll just carry on. So back to what I was saying. It's just the payoff, because I think the biggest disappointing thing about this season, the White Walkers.
Yeah.
Let's do a quick review. Season 1, right? Season 1, Episode 1, Scene 1. We are introduced to the threat of the White Walkers. This ancient supernatural threat that we've been building on since that moment for 7 to 8 goddamn seasons. And it's like dropping the ring into the fiery pits of Mordor. It's like it's over so quick, and there's no explanation at all. You know? Anyway.
Oh, Chandler, are you back with us?
Oh yeah, can you guys hear me?
Yep, you froze for a moment.
You
Yeah,
froze.
dude, you
really
totally went
I'm just
full.
not moving. I didn't
like you were
freeze. I'm just not
just-
moving.
You went full on brand. Like, you just, like, your eyes roll the back of your head, and you're just like,
Well,
I have to go,
now-
I have to go now.
I'm just watching all of you.
No, we asked you, like, what's the one thing you could change, and it was just, like, silent.
And
Oh,
you
you didn't hear
didn't
me?
change.
No, I said sorry. My bad. I said I wish character endings hit the right notes, and they didn't really end where I wanted them to. Like I think a lot of
Right.
there was like a lot of
Right.
character arcs that didn't really come to fruition, and that was kind of disappointing.
Yeah. I think, does anybody buy or like what they did with Jon Snow?
No.
I loved it personally.
What?
Sorry.
So
Get out!
Why?
no, honestly, I'm fine with how Jon Snow ended up. Like,
So, here's the one.
Sorry.
Oh, sorry.
No, sorry, Jay, you're gonna...
like it ultimately made sense with how they wrote it. Like, it wasn't just fan service stuff like, oh, we're gonna kill Cersei for Jaime gets to die in the arms of the woman he loves, like all that shit. It was straight up like he was left with a moralistic debate of like if he's going to keep to his oath or do what's right for the kingdom.
Well, I think that part's fine. I think it's the quote-unquote political compromise.
Yeah, which is not politics.
Like, that's garbage. Like, the
Well,
Unsullied wanted Jon to take the black again. Also, why the fuck are we taking the black? The White Walkers
they
are
have no
gone. There's a
standing.
fucking hole in the wall. And also, the Unsullied sailed away.
Well,
Yep.
so the Unsullied also killed people immediately. I wanted to see Jon Snow versus Grey Worm after there was that shit in the 5th episode.
So here's
That would have been cool.
Here's the number one reason why I wasn't cool with this ending for Jon. Okay. He was the son of Lyanna Stark and Rhaegal Targaryen. And that was pointless.
Yeah.
That
Right.
reveal was pointless. The
I
whole him being Aegon Targaryen was pointless. All of it was pointless. If he was the heir to the Iron Throne and he wasn't even near the throne at the end, it just doesn't make any sense. That and the Lord of Light brought him back just to be in the Night's Watch again. Like,
Yeah.
that is some bogus bullshit.
And I'll also
right
say this
there.
too. I don't understand the argument. Oh well, he was brought back to kill Dany. I can't imagine. Wait, so a god allowed Dany to unleash fucking hell on earth
Right.
for Jon to kill her? I'm just saying
Well,
that. Chandler.
in all fairness, they had Arya come back, but
I would like to say that I think that yes, it was pointless, but it's kind of John's fault, mostly because he spent so much of the series saying, "Oh, I don't want to be a leader. I don't want to be king. I don't want this. I don't want that." And now the powers that be are like, "Well, great. Now you get nothing," because he should have understood. Because like, you got to play if you want to win,
Right, but
and it's like he.
But that fault falls on the writers
Yeah.
for this season. For writing him into
Okay.
that corner. That's how I'm looking at it. I'm not trying to disparage your point of view, although you're fucking
That's okay.
wrong.
But yeah, it's just kind of like I think it also kind of speaks into kind of like just kind of I don't know if it's like manifesting your own destiny or kind of like if John had so many opportunities to either stake his claims to the throne, take leadership positions, and he kind of just kept shying away from it. And it's like the world and the game is going to go on without you, and if you're not going to become a player, then you're going to be left out. And it's like I think that was like the ultimate like nothing Jon Snow moment, and I think that was very like poetic for him. So that's why I thought it was a good resolution.
I think it might have been poetic if that plot had time to breathe than just
Yeah.
cramming that shit into, because I kind of get, I'm just going to try to argue devil's advocate here. I kind of get where Chandler's coming from, because if you look at what John has experienced from his point of view, I can totally see him being like, this isn't a game that I do want to be involved with. But I wish the moral stakes had shifted in a way that it wasn't the way that it was done in the show. Sorry, I'm trying to find a better way of saying that.
If they had
So-
taken the time to just, let the characters explain themselves through their actions than having to, like, verbally do it, like, I mean, basically Tyrion's whole conversation with Jon when Tyrion was in jail, but before Jon killed Dany, was basically the writers explaining why Dany was unfit and why she's crazy. Like, that was they had Tyrion explain it versus showing it,
Right.
and that's like writers 101. Show it, don't tell.
But I think the one. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. Just in this day and age, I'm going to say this show is not going to age well, because the fact that we had a bunch of men explaining the motivations of a female character, I think is just fucking terrible.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, like, that really bothers me, because
Yeah.
I was just waiting for, and let's not forget, Jon Snow, that it was her time of the month. We didn't stand a chance. Like, that's what it felt like. It felt like it was tiptoeing on this emotional bitch, who were super jelly, that, like, everyone likes Jon because he rode a dragon once.
I don't agree. I'll just say I don't agree. I just want to say two things real quick. One is a side note. That's an awesome buttercup pillow.
Oh yeah, awesome.
Thank you.
And it seems like the fact that Jon was Aegon Targaryen is it was Aegon, right? That was his
Yeah.
his name.
Yes.
They just used that as
Aegon.
Or Aegon.
they just used it as a plot device to basically just madden Daenerys, like have it make her go insane. Kinda. That's what it seemed like to me.
Yeah.
Like, that's all the payoff was, that they revealed that information. Because, like, fucking bald dude knew about
Varys.
it. Yeah, Varys, Tyrion, Sansa,
Fucking Sansa.
Arya, Bran, and Daenerys. Those are the only people that knew about it. Obviously, like, Varys was going to use that information against her.
Right.
Because she was unfit to rule at that point, how they wrote her in. But, like...
Although,
season was a shit show.
maybe they weren't the only ones that knew, because remember, Varys was sending those letters.
Yep.
Right.
And
Before
he
they
had been
killed him.
trying to poison her while doing
Right.
it, so...
But P.S. We never saw anything about where those letters went or what they said or the
Right.
consequences of them at all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just don't. I mean, I think that's kind of the problem with the last few seasons is I don't know. I think kind of building towards something and again not having the payoff. Like, you look at Bran Snark. I'm the Lord of Nothing. You know, like
Snark.
they kind of kept beating that dead horse, and then so yeah, Bran being like, I'm Lord of Nothing. You know, I
want nothing.
I want nothing.
I can't
And
be
then
Lord of
and then the
anything.
meeting, Bran, will you be king, bitch? Like, why do you think I drove all this way here
Yeah.
to be king?
that's
like,
true.
what?
Yeah.
It just doesn't. There were so many, just unanswered questions, and and not because they weren't questions worth answering. It was just they just didn't feel like it. Basically, the writers they had tapped out.
Oh,
They
yeah.
for
wanted
sure.
this done so they could work on other projects,
Star
and it
Wars.
showed.
Yeah.
And it was so obvious that it hurt, because the whole Azor
Yeah.
Ahai thing
Right.
didn't
Yep.
do anything with that.
Nope.
Everything.
And again, John coming back from the dead. Like, what was the point
What
of us
was
going
the
through all of
point?
that?
Yeah.
But that's the
mean,
thing. It wasn't worth the pain. It wasn't
Yeah.
worth the pain of 7, 8 seasons.
Yeah, because I was invested.
Right. And it's one thing, like, I get people say, well, this is what Game of Thrones was built on, subverting your expectations, and that's fine.
No.
But at least when it was doing it in the beginning, it was artful. It was well
They're-
done.
They weren't afraid to kill off the characters you liked too, instead of just
Right.
fan servicing them to have happy endings.
Which everybody got a lukewarm,
Yeah, there was
happy.
There was
ending.
Cersei
no-
didn't
nothing
even get
bittersweet
fucked up.
about this ending.
No.
at all. Because,
It
oh,
was
it's
just bitter.
bittersweet.
It was just bitter.
Yeah.
It was just
Cersei
bitter.
had fucking rubble fall on top of her, and she still just looked pretty as fuck as she was underneath the rocks. At
Also-
least mangle her goddamn face up or something.
But also, when Tyrion digs out the bodies, you mean to tell me that they just moved fucking 5 feet to the left, they would have survived the walls
Right?
crumbling in?
Right.
Even
That
though
was
it
a waste of a
showed the
scene.
whole
They should have,
thing
Yeah.
coming
spent
down.
that.
They showed the whole thing coming down, and then nope, it was just that section.
I think the worst part too is that I went from hating Jamie to loving Jamie, and then all of a sudden, I fucking hate this dude again. Like, what was the? I mean, yeah, he came full circle, but not in a
Can
good
we
way.
talk about Euron Greyjoy?
Oh, yeah.
The physics this man defied, at every step
Jared
of the
let himself
way.
go.
Yeah.
Yeah, every step of the way, he just shows up, and you're like, wait, what?
I think he was
His
originally
character
named.
should have been wait, what?
Well, yeah, I think his original title was Deus Ex Machina. I think that was supposed to be his name. Because, yeah, he just shows up at the most convenient points. Like, the fact that, so George R. R. Martin has said how difficult it is to kill a dragon, especially, what do you call them, the scorpion bowls, or whatever they were using?
Scorpion bolt?
Yeah. So
Don't disparage scorpion bowls, okay?
I would never. But according to George R. R. Martin, the one time a dragon was killed by one of those was out of pure fucking dumb luck. Like, the fact that, they're so high up, they can see them coming, and then
They're
fucking...
moving.
Yeah, and then fucking dollar store Jack Sparrow knocks him out with 3 arrows. Like, are you
Yeah.
shitting me?
It's yeah, and I love how she was riding her dragon, just being tra la 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 la, open ocean, didn't see just the ships that were just chilling. No, they're behind a rock in open water.
Yeah.
What?
In
Seriously.
a war.
What?
Miles
And
above the air.
Sansa told her to take him by land also. And
Yeah,
she was like,
and I
nope, I'm going by
love
sea.
when
And
they-
you think she'd be like, oh, I fucked up.
So
nope,
after
my
the
child died,
episode-
so I'm going to be emotional.
After the episode, I loved too. They were like, well, Danny kind of forgot about Euron's fleet, and it's in open ocean.
Yeah, that is-
how
Like,
do you see
100
them?
ships.
Yeah,
They were
That's the-
behind rocks, weren't they?
That was the tactical advantage of having a fucking dragon. You're above
Yeah.
everything.
you're above everything.
Right.
She was above the rocks. I'm sorry, the rocks didn't go. The rocks weren't taller than the wall.
Also-
she saw them.
How
Also,
were they so good at shooting right away, too?
that's
Right.
what I'm saying.
I love
And
too how
reloading.
they were
Yeah.
they shot and reloaded behind
Infinite
rocks
ammo
that she
cheat.
couldn't see.
Yeah.
It was just the whole
But what kills me, right? So I'm sorry, not Sansa. Danny doesn't have scouts. And I love too, hey, Bran, anything we should know about, what we're going to do? My wheelchair's 200 years old.
Yeah.
Cool.
Useless.
Very good.
Anything.
Bran was pointless this season.
Oh my god, him just sitting in the like in the weirwood, like just like I'm going to
Fucking
go now,
useless.
and he
I have
just
to
like
go.
And
he
did
was
nothing.
So angry.
He did nothing. He did nothing.
And he's the goddamn king now.
He sacrificed Theon.
Still doing nothing.
still
there
doing
were
nothing.
like cool parts of that battle.
Oh,
but
sure.
I thought it was a bust overall. Like as far as how everything played out.
I did love the battle. I did love the battle. I thought it was weird though that the long night lasted a night. And that
Yeah.
was like, I thought for sure that Winterfell would fall and like they would like, you know, at least like maybe to the Riverlands, you know, something.
No,
Get
see-
the other houses involved, something.
So
But no, it just kind of happened where nobody in the South even were aware that this happened. And it's just like, really?
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
Yeah.
what I
Really?
wish they would have
Stupid.
done is just pulled another Robb Stark and Jaime Lannister move, where they do the like they send a few troops over to Winterfell, take out some there, and then have the main force go over to King's Landing, take
Oh my
that,
God.
and then have the final battle be at Winterfell.
Dude,
Have Cersei escape by sea, and then meet up with Jaime somehow, and then have him kill her.
you know what? I like that. You know what I would have loved? What I was hoping for, and I knew I wasn't going to get it when I heard it was going to be 6 episodes, and the Battle of Winterfell was the 3rd. In my mind, in my fan fiction world, I would have loved to have seen the fucking White Walkers making it to King's Landing, and
Right.
that's where it goes down, like everything, and that's what leads to the destruction of the Red Keep, you know, and
Right.
yeah,
Eiffel
but
65.
you know, but we didn't get that.
Like I thought, I mean, my ideal would have been, you know, Winterfell Falls. They're at the Trident or like near River Run, and the Red Priestess shows up with a shit ton of like red priests and priestesses,
All
like
topless.
just all topless, summoning fucking like columns of fire, like it, you know, with like the dragons and like fucking and yeah, like maybe like the Golden Company really had been bought out by Varys and that guy Illyrio, like from
the
season
Golden
1.
Company, what a
And the
waste.
Golden Company could have been involved, but no, like because the Golden Company was slightly less useful than Bran. Like, which
Imagine the
tells
Golden
you,
Company elephants versus giants.
dude. The
That'd been so
elephants,
cool.
Like that would have been amazeballs. But
That'd
like,
been $16 million.
yeah,
like,
like
ice elephant.
Yeah,
yeah,
that'd be
like
dope.
everybody getting involved,
Like
like
mammoths.
that would have been like amazing.
I think it sucks that
Yeah.
But it was just Melisandre.
That would have
She's
been
like,
an
I'm gonna
ideal,
go to
like,
a
last
shy, and then she
episode.
like comes back.
I think I cannot believe that HBO was basically giving D&D like basically limitless resources, and they were like, "Nah."
We're good.
Yeah, they said no to 10 episodes. Like,
And it's like
And an
like,
extra 10 million.
literally, Jay's story that he just like outlined was better
Yeah.
than what was written. They should have
Yeah.
like. There's so many people out there who could have picked it up and done the last 2 seasons and made
Right.
them good.
Yeah.
yeah, no.
Dude,
And
I'm
instead
pretty
of
sure.
finding them, HBO was just like whatever.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure AO3 like has all of the fan fiction that was a million times better
Yeah.
than what we saw. And it's just like it's frustrating. It's so frustrating because like they were set up. The writers were completely set up for success with everything. Like they just handed them all like, okay, here are all these loose like plot points that you can just spend like the next season just wrapping up and just take them all and just have fun. And they were like, no.
I love the quote from
Like
They're
George
salty
R.
as
R.
fuck
Martin.
about it, too.
George R. R.
Yeah, they
Martin
are.
said that like this could have gone on 10, 11, 12, 13 seasons.
He had
but,
enough there for it.
But I guess the writers wanted a life. Is what George R. R. Martin said, that like this could have gone on. And what I
Um,
love too is that, you know, I guess how everyone is reacting to the season even before it was over. I mean, I did want to talk a little bit about the petition
Yes.
to
The
hire
500,000 people.
What's up?
500,000 people.
Oh,
It's
whoa.
it's dude, it's
more than that now, right?
1,322,000.
Damn.
It's over.
Good for them.
And I love how they say it even in the explanation. Like, we know that HBO isn't gonna redo the season. That's silly.
Right.
This is
Okay.
to prove a point.
Right.
Like, this is to prove a point.
That
This
that it didn't go unnoticed.
It did not go unnoticed.
That this was shit.
Yeah.
So, but Game of Thrones has done something amazing with this season. They've brought this country together
did they
in a
though?
way that no one else has been able to.
Pokemon Go.
I don't know, man.
Pokemon Go is a good time. I
I-
miss Pokemon Go time.
I feel like
Those first 2 weeks.
the Game of Thrones fan base is severely divided right now.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, there are people who
Well-
are kind of like still in denial, and
It's like Star Wars.
Yeah, it's just
well, you know what?
Like, no, that was totally good. It was fine. It was fine. Everything's fine.
Well, you know what kills me? I won't say his name, but there is a certain gentleman that we all know who keeps posting the same goddamn thing on every Game of Thrones related post about how, well, you know, George R. R. Martin doesn't even know how to end it, and these writers had a timetable.
Oh, I know exactly who you're talking about.
Yeah.
I don't.
I don't either.
okay.
That's we'll tell
That's
you.
fine.
We'll tell you after the show. But the point, but like,
Okay.
I don't understand that.
He doesn't listen to the show.
Yeah,
I'm
but
not gonna
still.
say it.
Yeah, I'm not
Okay.
gonna risk it. But wouldn't risk it for a brisket. But the point is that I
Ooh,
don't know why
briskets.
there are certain people who are taking the stance of like, well, you know, I mean, there were 4,000 jobs that are depending on these guys, you know, and they had a lot on their shoulders, a lot to
Yeah,
bear.
So why didn't they
Apologists.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ask for help or hire other people.
Yeah.
Like,
Like,
Freelancers.
there's so many things they could have done. Like
Yeah.
there's so
Not get the
many
director of the
things.
Wolverine.
I know that should have been a fucking red flag. The fact that one of the screenwriters for the fucking Wolverine Origins movie.
Have you guys seen some of these Onion articles, though?
no.
So this one is actor who portrayed the Night King recalls challenge of playing character with no purpose.
Oh.
That's
And
fantastic.
the quote is, "The Night King was a very demanding role because all my character did was just sort of stand there. So it's on you as the actor to sell his emotions and make up for the fact that he had no narrative function."
Yeah.
I like that one, and there's another one with George R. R. Martin. It's like, superfan doesn't even know how the books end. And it's just a photo of George R. R. Martin.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it was pretty shitty. The fact that like the Night King had zero impact on the entire story. Like none.
Pretty much just a takeout. Like
None.
The Night King was basically just to bring Jon Snow and Daenerys together, and be a development for Jon Snow as a character in general. To be like, no, I need to like rally people together and make it seem as if I'm going to be the king.
Yeah.
Honestly, why couldn't they have ruled an incest? I would have been fine with it.
Yeah.
Seriously, it's not even. It's not.
And it's also not like it's not historically accurate. I mean,
But
Yeah.
Right.
But like, they also could have just like the thing that I suggested earlier with Daenerys realizing she's not worthy. Just have Jon Snow not want the throne. Also, let them
she
live
didn't.
a happy life together, and then vote in Bran as being the fucking king that way.
right. I think Dany having to die and Jon going into exile is just.
Stupid.
Yeah, it is stupid. But I mean, I like where your head's at. Where I would have liked where Dany kind of realizes that the supposed wheel that she wants to break, she's actually a cog in, and she's like, well, if I'm gonna do this, then I've got to step away and then fucking melt the throne. Also, as cool as I wanted that scene to be, that was obnoxious. I mean, like,
Made no sense.
No.
so the dragon thought that the throne killed her.
Well, you did see that photo I sent, right?
Yeah, like just what the fuck?
Yeah.
Aaron, it's
I
a
really
photo
wish that,
of
like-
the throne, like what Drogon saw, and it's a throne being like, "I'm gonna get you," with Daenerys and Jon just being like, "No, stop." What he?
I really
like,
wish that,
Drogon
like,
thought happened.
I wish Drogon like burned like Dany, but like Jon didn't get burned. Then Drogon's like, "Oh my god, you didn't get burned. You're my new master. Fly away
Right.
with me."
Well, I
That
was
would've been,
hoping
like,
that
much
when
better.
Jon got resurrected, that he would be flame retardant.
Right.
Yeah.
I agree with that. They never had him touch flames once.
Nope.
No, I mean,
But, like,
in the first
he-
season, he touches a lamp and he's like, "Oh no, burns." And I would have thought how great it would be if he comes back and he's like, "Oh no, look at this trick I can do."
But like, we're assuming he's just too honorable too. Daenerys' body wasn't found.
Bro,
Drogon flew off with it. He could have just been like, dude, I don't know where she is.
Grey wouldn't be like, "What is
He
the
could have
queen?"
just snuck the fuck out.
She
They
went to
could
go
have
get some
fought all
cigarettes. She
of
said
them.
she'd be right
Went
back.
to Starbucks.
Yeah,
Scratchies and cigarettes.
yeah, yeah.
Went to Starbucks.
No, because I'd always hoped that, because people would always ask, you know, that like how's it gonna end, like who's gonna be on the throne, and I remember just thinking, I just hope there isn't a throne. Like I hope it gets,
Yeah.
that it gets destroyed. I did feel bad for Sam when they laughed at his idea about democracy. My horse will get a vote.
But like,
Sit your ass down.
like, why the fuck did they give Sansa such a happy ending with being like, nope, I'm an independent and I'm gonna be queen of the North? Like, fuck you,
Favoritism
Sansa. You
much?
should have died in season 3.
Also,
Damn.
I'm sorry, but that girl doesn't know what it means to swear on something. I swear, John, I'll tell no one.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah, she's the worst.
Yeah. Duh.
Fuck Sansa.
You're the worst.
Alright.
You're part of the reason
Also-
Westeros burned down.
Yeah, the lone
Oh, yeah,
wolf.
Why would the
taking
kingdom?
you
Why would
down.
the North Kingdom not want a ruler that's like from the North? I mean, I feel like they don't have to be independent since Bran's already on the throne
Right.
and he's from the North. So it just didn't make it really any sense.
I love how it was like the lone wolf dies, but the pack survives, and then they all get as far away from each other as humanly possible.
Right.
That's how the entire show ends. And I'm just like, why? Like,
Yeah, you know what kind of bothers
Why?
me too? What bothers me is what they did to Missandei. Like there are so few people of color on this show, and you become either a plot point, or they put you on a boat and they sail you away.
Yeah.
Right.
What the
Well-
fuck are you doing? Can't wait for Confederate. It's gonna be great.
I mean, she was just used as a plot device to fuel Grey Worm's rage.
Yeah.
But it's just so. It was just stupid. Like and that's like what I.
And Daenerys's too, but
Well, you know, and then that I think is a good example to kind of measure the pacing of the show. I mean, remember when it took like 6 episodes for someone to take a shit, and now like everything is just like people are taking Ubers and they're getting to places in no time, and
Yeah,
like
there's a lot
how
of
did
bad
she get
continuity.
scooped up out of the water by fucking dollar store Jack Sparrow?
Yeah.
Right.
well, it's also it takes a month. They say it takes a month to go from Winterfell to King's Landing.
Right. And remember the
it
show
took
like
2
like
weeks for them to have that meeting.
Yeah.
I loved. Can we just take a moment? I know I'm kind of jumping around here, kind of like the show.
yeah.
Oh.
Can we take a minute just to like acknowledge how freaking Jared let himself go, jumps off the ship after Danny burns them, and then just swims all that way directly where Jamie was, like to fight him. Like,
And he was like, "I'm
what?
waiting. I was waiting for you."
Homing
I
device.
like, what?
Of course you were.
Like, how did you know? Like, how did you know that's where you needed to swim to? Like,
That tiny alcove.
the
Well, I
tiny
remember.
little- yeah.
I remember when we were watching that. When that happened, I was like, "Fuck this show."
Yeah, he got up and
Fuck
left.
this show. This is fucking stupid as shit.
Yeah.
Like,
He's like, I'm the man that killed Jamie Lannister.
he
It's
said
like,
into
did
the
you?
camera.
Did you though? For real?
Fuck
I'm
you.
pretty
walking
sure it was
away.
the
See-
bricks. I'm pretty sure it was the bricks.
It would have been great if one of the bricks morphed into oh god, I don't know how to say his name.
No face?
Yeah, that guy was it George?
Who?
You know the guy that doesn't have a face, or the guy that
Oh,
Chuck
Chuck
and
and
Hagar.
Hagar.
yeah. If the pile of
Chuck and
bricks
Hagar,
just
right?
like if it was like
Yeah.
fucking like the T-1000, if the bricks just molded into him, the bricks have
Speaking-
Oh
no.
my god, I wish.
Speaking of which,
The fucking horse.
what the fucking point was? What was the point of any of Arya's training, faceless man
Face
training?
swap.
Like literally nothing.
What was the
I mean,
point
It
of
was just the
anything?
combat training at this point,
she-
and to kill 3
She
people.
killed a bunch of Freys in a really creepy way.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
It was
Yeah.
I
really
was
bad.
so fucking mad. I'm
Yeah.
so
Like-
mad.
I love the Hound was like, don't be like me. you'll turn into this, and it's like, dude, she already
Yeah.
did worse
Yeah.
than
So
you.
like,
So she's already there.
so that could have been another part of it too, for how I think that could have been better with the Battle of Winterfell. If like Cersei escaped with the mountain and through the water, if Arya face swapped as
The
fucking
Night King?
Jamie, and then killed
would've
Cersei
loved
that
that.
way, and
I
then you
would've
could have
fucking
Clegane
loved
Bowl
that.
on the spot.
Would have loved that, and it didn't happen.
I think,
And-
like, you know, with how... Are you okay?
It's like, I don't know if you guys saw my post, but I photoshopped myself into the Red Wedding, saying like me
I
stupidly
love
walking in.
that picture.
I don't think I saw it.
It was like me stupidly walking into the show thinking it was gonna be good. Yeah. Oh hey, I'm here. What's going on?
Yeah.
And then fucking Coldplay killed me.
No, you know,
That's because the members of
Coldplay.
Coldplay were with the band playing Reigns of Castamere for that episode.
here's the
Are you
thing.
serious?
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. So here's the
gross.
thing.
Coldplay killed Rob Stark.
I hate Coldplay.
So here's the
I'm
thing.
not sorry.
Look at the stars.
Don't ever be sorry about hating Coldplay.
So with as like with as messy as this season was, like the fans pretty much just wanted what they were promised.
The prince that was promised.
The prince that was fucking promised.
The plot that was
and
promised.
the plot that was promised. No, I mean, seriously, if they wanted to, like, you know, do their own thing and, like, subvert our expectations, fucking, I would have been cool if, like, John's feet turned into rockets and like Ghost hopped on his back, as long as he had a flaming sword in his hand and was just slicing through whites. I would have been fine. I would have been totally okay. I would have been okay with it. But like Ghost fucking lost a goddamn ear and he didn't even boop the snoot.
Nope.
Yeah.
No.
Boop
Ghost
this.
was mouth.
It was
Yeah.
fucked up. He was like, Corbin, you
Devastated.
just take him north. He'll like it up there anyway. And like Ghost was like whining and he just like looked at him and then left. I was
Left.
like, fuck you.
So, like, I thought that was supposed to
Monster.
symbolize him giving himself up as being a Stark, but like it didn't, because he
It
was still
just-
just like, "Hey, what's up, family? You're still my family, no matter what. Even though I'm
Like-
fucking my aunt now."
Right. But also, like, the direwolves where they're like Dany has dragons, and that's special magic. The Starks have their direwolf, and that's their special, like, magic.
Mm-hmm.
And they just wasted it, and he was,
It was
like, whatever,
pointless.
bye. Yeah, it
Yeah.
was pointless.
Yeah.
It was so pointless. Like, yeah, it was so fucking pointless. I mean, they could have done so much and, like, just, I mean, it didn't have to be, like, the way it was going to be in the books or whatever. I don't care. I just needed some,
She needs to be good.
I just needed,
Make it
like,
fucking good.
Payoff.
some payoff.
payoff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Clegane Bowl was great and all, but I
Yeah.
wanted more.
But I hate, like, who's gonna win? I don't know. Have him fall out a window. Like, really?
Yeah, there should have been like a clear-cut winner, opposed to just
That
like,
was
just
just-
fucking die.
Yeah, that was, I don't know. I mean, that's the thing, is, like, things that I wanted to happen, and even though they did happen, it didn't feel, like, earned. It didn't feel the way that I wanted it to feel, because everything was just going at a breakneck speed, you know?
Right, Clegane Bowl could have been so much cooler. I mean, it was cool, but like it could have been cooler.
It could have been cooler. I mean, I was hoping
Like 2 minutes longer.
But you know what I want? I wanted them to be, as they're fighting down the stairway, they're grabbing the axes off the walls and fucking shotguns and, you know, and like fucking ninja stars, you know, just like, huh, huh, you know,
Just like-
just,
The
then they
ending of
both
JoJo's
go on
Bizarre
a fucking
Adventures Part
horse and
2.
they're fucking fighting each other as
On the
they're
horse.
yeah, like just going full on like down a flight of stairs, you know.
Basically chicken fight, but with the Mountain of Hounds. That would have been amazing. I would have loved that.
Yeah.
Like it was,
But no.
but no.
Also, why is my voice so high? And secondly, why did fucking it was Sandor, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yes. All right, so we'll call him
Hound.
Sandy. Why does Sandy look like a fucking like giant Franken baby?
Oh, you're talking about
The mountain.
The mountain.
Yeah.
No, Sandor
That's
is the
Gregor.
hound.
That's Gregor.
Gregor is the
I'm
mountain.
gonna call him Greggy. Why does Greggy look like a giant Franken baby? He looks like
Yeah.
Darth Vader at the end of Return of the Jedi.
Yes.
It's like somebody
Yes.
just fished.
Who ate too many fucking cupcakes.
Yeah, they just fished a bloated body out of the river and then put armor on it. It was weird.
Well, he
Wicked.
got poisoned
Hey,
by the Oberyn
That's how
spear,
half
so
Thor
that's
Bjornsson
why he
really
looks so
looks.
gross.
Which, God bless that man, BTW. But, I don't know. I was looking...
He's got like a lazy. He looks like he had a stroke. Like only half of his face actually works.
Like, I
Oh,
just
he's really
would've-
sweet. His Instagram's really cool.
I just...
Yeah,
no,
I
no,
love
no, no.
him.
I'm not
He
knocking...
doesn't look like that.
Not in real life.
Not
He's
in
not
real
that. He doesn't look
life.
like a zombie.
Yeah.
No, he's
no,
very sweet.
I'm just
He's
saying,
got very kind eyes.
I'm just saying go all out. Like, if the helmet comes off, don't make him look like a baby. Make him look like, I don't know, maybe the way Tyrion should have looked in the book at this point. Like, missing a nose and a scar.
More zombie.
Like zombify him more, basically.
Yeah.
Give him like weird
Instead of
patches
just
of
making him
hair.
blue.
Yeah, maybe like a hole in his face. You can see his teeth. And maybe like a license plate hanging out.
Yeah.
Like, you know, like just fucking...
A
just,
buoy.
yeah,
Instead,
right.
It was just red eyes, blue Clegane.
I don't know.
Yeah, it would. I was so dead inside. Like, no, because, like, so here's the thing. The leaks came out
Oh,
about
God,
this,
yeah.
like,
I
early
didn't
on.
I missed those.
Oh,
The leaks
we
came
didn't.
out, and there were tons. There were tons of leaks and potentials of, like, what was going to happen. But then there was a set of leaks that were so ridiculous that people were like, there's no fucking way. Like, that is some bullshit. And everybody laughed it off. Turns out those specific set of leaks were the actual
Yeah.
series. So when it started happening, it was like, oh, no, no. No. For me, mine was when Missandei gets kidnapped, and I was just like, that is so, like, how it was, it's just, we're gonna kidnap Missandei, nobody else, and I was like, it's stupid. And then it happened, and I was like, oh. And that was the moment that I died inside.
We've known
You're
for
on the wrong
weeks.
path.
We've known for weeks that Bran was going to be king,
Mm-hmm.
and Jon takes the black. And I thought, who the fuck wrote this? This sounds like I don't know, like a freshman in fucking USC, like writing like a fan script.
It
for
sounds
a
like some
project.
shit I would have written when I was 14.
And then Jon takes
But
the
even in
black.
that version, I think Danny and John would have stayed together.
Jon takes the black because poetry.
But like him
That's
taking
what it
the
felt
black
like.
still isn't even fucking punishment because now he just gets to be like leader of the wildlings.
Right.
I hope Jon gets down with another wildling girl, and then he and Eddie Redmayne there on steroids. They what's his name? Big red guy.
Tormund?
Tormund. Thank you. Like they become roommates, and then it becomes like that spin-off could be like bosom buddies.
Mm.
Ogre's Bane. It's just like,
Or
hey,
the
what's
Odd
up,
Couple.
Johnny boy?
They're like
Like I told you,
detectives.
my name is Aegon. You're all silly. I fucked a giant one time.
Like,
Oh, God.
I was just really just disappointed. Just disappointed the way, like, I don't know, a dad's disappointed in their kids, like, drinking and, like, throwing a party in their house and, like, breaking the good china. Like, that's how I feel.
Poor Tormund, too.
This feels
For
like
everyone. And Bron's whole thing, he like comes in with a crossbow and being like, "Hey guys, your sister's paying me to kill you, but I want a bigger castle." Then he like walks out, and that's it until the
That's it.
very end, where he's like, "Why are you in the fucking
that is
high
the
council?"
worst example of exposition because he just walks in and
With a
literally
crossbow.
takes the plot at gunpoint and is like, "This is what's gonna happen." He fucking straight up does a great train robbery to the fucking plot.
Yeah.
Bullshit.
Very sweet guy, though.
Just, I mean, he has like plot point, plot point, plot point. Oh, see you later, plot point. He does that. Result of the plot point. Result, plot point, brothel.
Like, have him be with fucking Cersei, and Jared let himself go, and the mountain, betray Jared let himself go, take him out, Clegane Bull, Arya kills Cersei is Jaime. Fucking dumb.
Well, they just took all this time to introduce Euron and
Yeah.
did nothing with him. They just, because the
Fuck the
writers were
queen.
tapped out.
That was stupid. My plot point is I'm gonna fuck the queen. I'm like, okay, cool.
You are my queen.
Yeah.
Yep, we get it.
Yeah.
We get. You gonna do something with that?
I loved
No?
how,
And,
like, everybody on his ships are supposed to be mute, but they can totally yell fire when
Yeah.
shoot down dragons. It was just lazy. It was
Yeah.
so fucking lazy.
Also, I don't know. If you like this show, fuck you. Like, I just
Whoa.
don't like. I have
Whoa.
a hard time just understanding what it was that, like, people are like, this was amazing. I'm like, do you fucking chew on tinfoil like when you're home alone? Like it's just like you like being miserable. It's one thing to be like, okay, you know, it was fine the way things happened, you know, yada yada yada.
Like, no, because people like terrible shit all the time. People like
Yeah.
terrible shit all the
You
time.
know what?
I think that the things like the petition are amazing because it really just like, it's like, we will not be ignored.
Right.
This was garbage. We have to put up with Trump. We have to put up with fucking global warming. We have to put up
Abortion, like
with the
laws being
abortion
passed.
ban. We have to put up with all this fucking bullshit that is happening
Yeah.
right now. We have to put up with the crazy fucking taxes that are happening. We have to put up with fucking not having health care. This was the one thing
Yeah.
that we had. Okay?
something nice.
This is something that brought the world together and made everybody put their differences aside just to fucking enjoy the chaos that was Game of Thrones, and they fucking ruined it. And so I'm mad.
Yeah.
I'm very upset.
No, absolutely. And
This is what I had.
Yeah, and I'm upset.
There's gonna be people that like stuff regardless, but it's clear that
Well-
like the majority doesn't like it.
I think what I don't like is when people like things just to be like contrary. You know, like, oh, it was
Yeah.
better than Endgame. Fuck you. Not the same thing.
Yeah, not the
Yeah.
same thing.
Well, I'm friends with a troll who's basically just like, yeah, fuck Game of Thrones. I haven't watched the seasons, and you're all fucking sheep for paint, and he's
Yeah.
just being a troll.
Yeah, trolls. That's what it
And-
is. I don't like trolls.
Trolls suck.
I don't like bullies. I don't care what you watch.
Yeah, I know. I've heard that though. It's like, it's it's still better than Endgame, and I'm just like, don't fucking shit on that.
Yeah.
Like, why compare the two too?
It's
You can't
it's-
compare the two.
Yeah. Yeah.
One's been going like one's been a build up for fucking what, 16
decade.
years. And the other one was 8 years, something like, or 9 years.
Well, I
And
guess
They at least fought Thanos in Endgame.
I would have loved to have seen Thanos show up.
Like, the Night King and his entourage did fucking nothing.
Yeah,
they
they
just
were-
walked
They
in
didn't
slow
even pick
motion.
up the sword or anything
They-
whatsoever. They cock teased it to be like, I'm gonna kill you, Bren. Nope. Gotcha.
No.
I totally am gonna
The,
get murdered.
the Night King was just so. He was
Eiffel
he was
65
frozen
did
weak
everything.
sauce. Frozen weak sauce. I mean, like, I don't know what it is about like these like villains in fantasy where like, well, we're just gonna have them be there, but we're not gonna have them really do anything. Like,
They're a force of
talk.
nature.
Like, I mean,
Right.
I'm just imagining like the Night King and Sauron together having a drink.
Yeah, no, that
One's
whole like he's
fire,
just a
one's
force of
ice.
nature. No, because Beyonce's a fucking
No.
force of nature. Like
Yes.
Oh my
Beyonce's
God.
a force of nature.
Yo.
The Night King was just fucking lazy.
Beyonce as the Night Queen, just
Here
fucking
for
all
it.
the single lady around
Dude,
with
if
her own
Beyonce-
fucking ice gauntlet.
If Beyonce played the fuck that. If Beyonce played the Night King, I'd have been down with that too. That would have been amazing.
Like, there's
Not
been
the Night
a
Queen,
cast
the Night
change.
King. It's Beyonce. I was like, okay, you don't even have to put her in blue makeup. Just put some like blue sparkles on her and call it a day. And I believe it.
Yeah, I think
The entourage
ultimately,
did nothing.
I think
I
that,
am excited for the prequels though because one, like D&D aren't writing it,
that we know of.
and they're gonna deal with. I know one of them's supposed to be during the long night, so we're gonna get more.
I never got any ice spiders.
Yeah, well, hopefully we'll have ice spiders.
Ice spiders are expensive.
So was petting a dog apparently on that show.
Yeah.
Lame.
Apparently,
An
poop
elephant.
in the snoot.
Yeah, and elephants. Yeah, you know what, and I've said this for a long time. I really want this to happen. I would love to see like a modern day Westeros. Like just like I would love to see how this world evolves into like I gotta write a term paper about like the fucking Great War. Like lame. I'm gonna go get high.
Just like kids at school. Like
Yeah.
they develop schools.
I was actually kind of terrified that they were going to do like a Battlestar Galactica type thing, where like at the end they would just like pull back and it would be like, it's actually been Earth this whole time.
yeah.
Like at least they didn't do that.
No, yeah. I was imagine like like one kid being like a tour guide in like one of the battlefields like this. Yes, we have reenactments every Sunday,
They could have like
every Sunday.
they could have had something where it was like, this is them in the future.
Yeah, I thought
Like
no.
20 years later.
Yeah.
Yeah, like a
Some
Harry
shit
Potter
like
type.
that.
Like
Yeah.
Harry Potter.
Yeah.
They
They're at a
just-
train station.
They all have like just
Oh.
bad weather woman hair. Like
Your
Oh,
name is
God.
Like
Rhaegar.
Tyrion's just peeing off the fucking
Mom
edge of
jeans.
the wall.
That would have been amazing though. They're at the train station. Like,
Monty.
remember, your name is Aegon Albus Skywalker. Picard.
Don't ruin the next Star Wars that they're writing.
That would have been amazing. And you, Amadeus Purple Rain Outlaw. Oh God. Yeah.
I don't know. I would have been thoroughly happy if John and Darity just got married. And had
I would have
freaky
been happy if
incest, but-
everybody died.
Yeah.
Like
like-
honestly,
Works too.
Yeah, realistically, if most everyone died.
there was
mean-
a
That's
gigantic
breaking the
war
wheel.
with zombies. Yeah. Like
Or I'm just imagining in the future where it's just like this is like really going off the rails, where they have just like evolved dragons like wearing suits and like glasses, you know.
God.
The dragons are telling the story of Westeros.
Oh, speaking of
Like,
telling the
little
story,
Timmy.
can I tell you how much I fucking hated Sam name dropping? It's called A Song of Fire and Ice. I helped named it.
you did.
Oh God.
Fuck you, Sam. That whole thing was just fucking stupid.
Don't blame Sam for that.
Betrayal. Raparis.
Yeah, Garth.
Just blame the writers. Don't blame Sam. He's just a pure boy.
Oh god.
Oh boy.
But it
You
is
should have
funny
died in the
that-
war.
To
that-
get ready for this, I marathon all of Game of Thrones again.
The best thing to come out of the show.
It is
Yes.
funny though that Samwell Tarly killed more White Walkers and just people in general than any member of the Golden Company.
Yeah.
I mean,
That's
he's
fucking
killed the same
hilarious.
number of White Walkers as
Too
Jon
soon.
Snow.
Yeah.
Well, John did yell at an ice dragon.
What the fuck was
That's
that?
true.
That was hilarious.
That was
he just
stupid.
screamed at the ice dragon, and then the dragon fell down. So I wonder if John like really
Thought.
thinks that he screamed the ice dragon to
Well,
death.
We don't really hear a scream, do we? Because it wasn't just like the music was swelling, and I was just imagining him just being like, ah!
I just imagine. Yeah,
Oh.
You're just yelling in a British accent.
yeah.
Jon
You
Snow.
know, he yelled at but I have to say the memes that have come out of this season are the best thing that has happened. It is gold.
Beautiful.
It is gold.
Also, I'll say I like that Brienne wrote more for Jaime's character in the book.
She should have
Yeah.
written this bitch ass, ran back to his incest
Yeah.
sister.
Bitch.
Fuck
But,
this bitch.
She obviously loved him still and had great respect for him.
But-
So I thought it was very nice that they did that.
Yeah, I guess. But that whole bit about, this is what I don't understand, right? Jaime and Tyrion having a beer. Tyrion being, hey, bro, I'm happy for you. Because you found someone who's not my sister. You're going to hang out in the north. I'm happy for you. He gets kind of sort of unconfirmed news and is like, peace. Gotta go. Bran's like, where you going? I'm standing out here in the cold in my fucking nightie. Where you going? Like, what? Why?
Yeah, it's obviously
Yeah.
bad writing. I was trying to say one more nice thing.
Compliment sandwich.
Sorry.
There was a funny Twitter or tweet. I feel so old. I'm like, there was a Twitter thing, Well, this one, I'm paraphrasing, but it was pretty golden. Where she said, this is how dangerous Dick is. Dick got you standing out in the cold in a house coat, asking a one-armed man, "Where you going?"
Oh my god,
I saw that one.
that's perfect.
It is. It is.
I thought it was great. I was like, oh god.
Poor Brienne. Well, like, at least she gets to be a part of, like, the King's Guard.
I mean, I guess she
Yeah.
seemed pretty sour about it, though.
Yeah.
To be a part of the
Yeah.
King's Guard?
She just seemed like I was just so mad about it. Like,
At least Podrick got a promotion.
I guess.
Yeah. Fuck yeah,
Podrick, he's the one who fucking won the show.
Yeah.
He is the one
Yeah.
who
Big
won.
dick
I don't
potty.
know. Sir Davos, like, the fact that he just, like, is not a fighter and made it through every major battle in the
Yeah.
entire show.
It was funny at the end where it was just like, well, I don't think I get a vote, but I.
Yeah. Sir Davos is the ultimate hype man.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
like the way he was hyping up fucking the other Baratheon there, and then Jon. I gotta say, I was so sad that they killed off baby Mormont. Bella.
Oh,
Yeah.
Lyanna
Oh,
Mormont
yeah.
did have a pretty awesome end.
I mean, it was
though.
pretty awesome. Don't get me wrong, but I was bummed about that. Also, can we talk about the other fucking hero in this show? That little Scottish gal was like, "I want to fight.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Where do I go?" Like, that was fantastic. I'm not gonna go with all the girls and the other bitches. My dad was a fighter. My mum was a fighter. My grandmum was a fighter.
It's like, girl.
Maybe you shouldn't.
fight
Maybe
this
you shouldn't be
fucking
locking us down in the dungeon with all the dead bodies
Oh
and no weapons.
God, what the fuck?
The
Was...
fight
That
could have been
was
cooler
dumb.
too if like they just had all the name characters square off against the fucking like entourage of the Night King,
Yeah.
and had Jon Snow square off against the fucking Night King, then have Arya come in and assassinate him.
Yeah.
That would have been fine too.
Rocket boots, flaming sword, ghost on his back.
Ned walking out holding his head, being like, "I have to tell you about the future."
How awesome would that have been if like Ned just showed up,
Yeah.
like corpse Ned,
Yeah.
have a
Ned.
like moralistic conflict between Sansa and that shit.
Just make him like nearly headless Nick in the Harry Potter
There you
movies.
go.
Hello,
House
Hermione.
I don't know who that is.
Oh man. Well, it's John Cleese,
sorry.
and who is
Nice.
just a great
A
comedian.
great actor.
Yes.
There were just a lot of things that were like introduced that just didn't go anywhere. And
I know. It's like I try to like think about it how
So why?
they could apply this writing to other series. Like, can you imagine like the Horcrux? Like, oh, it turns out Neville Longbottom. He was all the Horcruxes
So
All
like,
along.
all
okay,
along.
imagine this ending. Like, instead of the credits, the credits start to run, then it just white background instead of black, turns out it's typewriter paper, and George R. R. Martin just throws away and is like, "That was stupid. I need to rewrite this whole thing now."
I was-
the Roseanne
Joke
treatment.
bag.
No.
Or like white out, fade in. Bob Newhart wakes up from a dream, and he's like, "Oh, I had this dream that I was working in a hotel," and it's
No.
just basically the ending of Newhart.
or it's just that episode of Dallas where she wakes up and he's in the shower and she's like, "It was all a dream."
Or what was it saying elsewhere, where it's just like an autistic kid looking at a fucking
snow
ball?
globe?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think.
Any of it,
Yeah,
I'll take all of it.
I just would have loved Walter White showing up with a fucking machine gun in the back of his car, just taking out White Walkers. That would have been great, because that's probably my favorite all-time series
So
finale.
there's this benefit also. We do have one more episode of Game of Thrones.
That's
You
true.
do.
That true, we do.
I'm
True that.
like, he always does something great for the finale. It'll
Yep.
be really interesting to see.
I love
Maybe
the.
he gets the other members of Queer Eye involved.
Yep.
Who knows?
Oh, that'd be nice.
Yes.
I love the guests that he's had on this show. Like what he had, like Tiffany Haddish on the last
Yep.
one.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Um,
She was real good for it too.
Yeah.
He was explaining fucking what was it, pegging? No, not pegging. What was it that he was
keep-
explaining?
Just keeping your booty clean.
Oh,
Yeah.
Right.
If you like,
Pretty clean.
if you like to mess around down there.
It was someone else, and I think in season 3 of that show that the chick was explaining what pegging was to Jonathan. And he was just like, "No, girl, I did not know this was a thing."
Jonathan Van Ness,
He
Yep.
is the real
Yep.
hero.
national treasure.
He's the
Yeah.
the real
He's
prince
putting a
that was
positive
promised.
If
He
you
put
ta-
such a positive swing on this season.
if you take anything away from this show, check out his podcast, Getting Curious, and
Hell
watch
yeah.
Game of Thrones. If you take anything away,
Oh yeah, I forgot whether we were still recording podcasts instead of just talking shit.
We just get together, just feel like, fuck those.
yeah. Well, you
Like,
know,
it's about time I spoke my mind to someone.
I think I must look like a crazy person on Facebook.
Probably not.
I quit Facebook, so I
Yeah,
don't know.
you're smart.
Yeah.
I just don't delve into that sort of thing. I'll just post photos of my dog or like memes and shit
Well,
like that I
I
think
at
are
least
funny.
try to have some humor about it. The latest one I wrote was, fuck HBO. The writing's getting lazy. It's affecting other programming, including Chernobyl, where they blame Danny for causing Chernobyl. It's I at least try to put
Speaking of which, Chernobyl's actually really good.
It is
I'm
fucking
thoroughly enjoying
real
it.
good. New episode tonight.
Pretty Little, not
I don't
Pretty
know what
Little
that
Liars.
is.
What am I talking about? Big
Pretty
Little Lies.
Chernobyls.
Big Little Lies. Big
Oh,
Little Lies.
yeah,
season
with Reese
2,
Witherspoon.
I am very excited for. And Meryl Streep.
Me too.
Chandler, did we ruin the little love you had for the episode in the season?
No. I mean, so, like,
Chandler, what is dead may never die.
true. I mean, it was unfulfilling, but like, I'm just happy that I like John's ending, so that was like enough closure for me.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. Like, of course, execution can always be better, but at the same time, it's like, I don't know. It's like these. I'm not trying to be an apologist, but it's like 6 episodes. No one's gonna be happy. Like, I'm just glad it's over.
Yeah.
They wouldn't satisfy everyone no matter what.
Right.
True.
But they could have satisfied, a
Somebody.
few more. Somebody.
The majority.
Someone.
Have you seen those men? They can't satisfy anything.
No.
Well, I did say the season was written
Shade. Heavy shade.
I did say the season was written by Republicans because they, love to see, random destruction and don't understand women. And again, that finale, the fact that you had fucking 2 guys explaining the motivation of a female character that you just killed.
Yeah.
So, that's been our episode. We loved Game of Thrones. It was a blast. I want to get back into the tradition of wrapping up the show with what you've all been reading or watching that has made you happy.
Oh. Well, I already said
Chernobyl.
And the new Mortal Kombat game. I've been thoroughly enjoying that.
Johnny Cage, Sonya, Liu Kang,
I love that.
Katana.
I love that. Sub-Zero, Sonya.
I don't know if I'll be able to play that game because I know that they modeled the one character off for Ronda Rousey.
Did they?
She does the voice.
She does do the voice. I didn't see any resemblance, though.
She does the voice of the character, but she doesn't.
Yeah,
hate
Scorpion
her
looks
a lot.
nothing like her. Is that
But I watched Nailed It season 3.
nice?
That was a lot of fun.
That's a great show.
That was really feel good.
Yeah.
And the reason I was like late to coming on was because I was showing my mom, or I watched the new episode of season 3 with my mom.
Aww.
I introduced her
Such
to
a
it, so she's like
sweetheart.
excited to watch it. And there's been some fun anime. I'll talk about anime next time.
Okay.
I was binge reading Kimetsu no Yaiba, which is a Demon Slayer one, and Black Clover. I marathoned and all sorts of other stuff.
Cool.
They're close to ending.
Cool. Aaron, anything you've been reading, watching? Anything you want to recommend to the show?
We are rewatching Deadwood at my house to get ready for the
Nice.
movie. So I've been having a lot of like weird dreams about like Deadwood and what's his name?
Ian
Legend.
McShane.
Yeah. Yep. And then is that it? Yeah. And then I've been reading this like graphic novel called The Adventures of Alexander von Humboldt,
Ooh.
and it's about this like biologist who went to South America for like to do the stuff that like
That you do.
rich white Victorian dudes did. But it's super beautiful. It's like
Ooh.
Ooh.
it's really really pretty.
Okay.
And it's like the inside it's just like it's kind of like scrapbooky, like it's not
Oh.
like the text stands out from the illustrations, and it's not like boxes necessarily.
Right.
It's just
Right.
really it's just really pretty, and it's nice to read before bed. Helps
cool.
with the deadwood dream. The murder and the
What about you, Chandler?
I visited my mom this past weekend, and we both were watching Queer Eye, which I never watched before. So it was actually really awesome. So I'm glad to
It's a
like
great
kind of continue
show.
watching that.
I have cried
Yeah.
every single episode.
Have you?
I didn't cry,
I-
but I was like, damn, this is like some real shit.
I have fucking
I try and take the suggestions.
I have
Yeah.
fucking cried every episode.
Aww.
It's a great
Um,
show.
It is. I've
I'm
learned so
also
much.
catching up on the Magicians TV series on Sci-Fi. I fell behind like a
Me
year or two
too.
ago. Yeah, so it's pretty good. Like they're doing like a lot of like cool and original stuff that they didn't do in the books. So I'm into it.
Cool.
That's about it.
Cool.
Hell yeah.
I had the pleasure of watching Batman versus the Ninja Turtles,
Oh,
and I thought it was adorable.
okay.
It was cute.
It was exactly what I thought it would be, and
It was cute.
yeah,
It was silly and cute.
it was silly and cute. Which is like when your movie is called Batman versus the Ninja Turtles. I mean, it's basically Batman in this Batcave eating pizza with Michelangelo, and Alfred being like, "Oh no, there's cheese everywhere." So it lived up to what I wanted it to be. Also,
I imagine it would just be like Batman getting along with all the turtles in different ways. Like him and Donatello doing technology, and him and Leonardo like figuring out a plan to attack something.
I will.
And sparring with Raphael.
Yeah, I will say this: the actual comic book is superb. I was pleasantly surprised with how that was written and how Batman does bond with them, because they're both ninjas, or I guess all five of them are ninjas, with father figure issues and whatnot. But check it out. The actual graphic novel is really good. I believe the Blu-ray and DVD comes out in a week or two. Also saw John Wick 3.
Fuck yeah.
Loved it.
You did?
I loved it.
But okay, I don't want you to spoil it, but just tell me this. Just tell me one thing: is Jason Mantzoukas actually in it?
He is.
Because I'm not entirely sure I believe it.
He
Okay.
is.
Yeah.
Okay.
He is.
I mean, I've seen the poster, but I've seen zero footage.
yeah.
So
No,
I
he's
was
in
like,
it. He's in it, and he's great in it. But yeah, I thought John Wick, I think, it came out at a great time amongst all of the Game of Thrones nonsense. Because John Wick is like really fun, refreshing, violent nonsense. And Keanu Reeves was great. Bronn from Game of Thrones is in it. Halle Berry, Angelica Houston. It was a great cast. Really well done. And I just love Keanu Reeves. I do. I just think he's just a beautiful person inside and out. So check it out.
Quick question. Do you guys think that Godzilla's going to be another disappointment like the last one?
I don't know, but I'm going to go see it.
Yeah.
And the fact that there's like a giant monster fight in Kenmore Square.
Yeah.
wait, there is?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
It's all shot in Boston.
Yeah.
Or at least some of it's shot in Boston.
Mm-hmm. True that. Well, Aaron, thank you so much for coming on tonight's show. I really
You're welcome.
appreciate it. You come
Thank
back
you for having me.
anytime. As always, thank you for listening. Check out our content on what the fuck is our new website now?
GraphicMultiverse.com.
www.graphicmultiverse.com. Special thanks to Jay and Chandler for cooking and dreaming up that sweet ass title. And yeah, so Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, you can always find us. And to quote our good friend Will, enjoy your issues.